Rancho San Carlos was assembled in the 1800s to be 20,000 acres of working cattle ranch. And somehow it slipped through time to the start of the 20th century and was here intact in 1990 when we first came on this property. 20,000 acres was here within a mile of Carmel, and no one knew about it. I mean, it was unbelievable.
What was most extraordinary about this property was its scale and its beauty. That combination was something unmatched in anything I'd ever seen before.
Dave Howerton, who is the land planner and architect that we work with, Hart Howerton, really my partner in putting this together. We started off saying, let's really understand this landscape first.
Tom and I were out exploring the land, hiking it, driving it. We needed to figure out how to put human settlement into this landscape in a way that would keep its intrinsic qualities alive and vital for the next generations that would come after us. Whatever we built here would be subordinate to a natural landscape.
Our original notion was that essentially we'd put a conservation easement over the whole piece of property, and then there would be places where people could build. So 90% of the property is in permanent conservation. Then we set up a conservation trust. That was just the ultimate protection to make sure that the Conservancy could survive the economic cycles that might affect the people who lived here, but it would be able to continue its work. It was a generational legacy. That was our thought.
It was a pioneering notion when we were first kicking this around 35 years ago. Every homeland here was the result of Tom Gray and I exploring this and identifying what we called pieces of geography that were one-of-a-kind places.
There are three very dominant characters here. The grasslands, by definition, they're open. The savannas, where you have the mixed character of the oaks weaving into the pattern of the grasses. And then, of course, beyond savanna, there's a real woodland.
What's your personal choice? What's your personal biophilia? Where do you feel most comfortable? Where is the place that feels right for you, that's protected from you, where you've got prospect and refuge? We also have a heart of the community here, too. Where are the gathering places? Where is the body heat going to assemble? Around dining, socialization, equestrian activities, golf. And as a result, I think we've got a very healthy balance here of both living in nature, but plenty of places to go to where you're all together as a community of like-minded people.
The history of land in California is a little bit different than in other states because California was part of Mexico. You had to pay some respect to California history of architecture. You also had to pay respect to the landscape that was around you.
We wanted to make sure that whatever we would do here would be rooted in something of the history, the culture, and the traditions of how Monterey County was settled. You come off Carmel Valley Road and you take the 9-mile drive in here, and it's just this period of disorientation and reorientation to this magical landscape here. Golf is a big part of the attraction of Monterey Peninsula for many people. So what we have is a golf trail. It wanders through an envelope of land that's about 500 acres rather than the normal 200 acres. And as a result, it's a wonderful walk through this landscape, and like everything else we've done here, that golf course is subordinate but part of that landscape.
Down the line and way into the future, say 100, 150 years from now, I'm absolutely certain this place has its same character. It is a conservancy first and foremost, and that's what matters.
We've lived here for 35 years on this piece of land, and it still astonishes me. It's been magical.
The 7-year entitlement process gave us the opportunity to not only envision a master plan, but to carry it out with designs for roads, trails, and even a golf course, and then to follow along after that with buildings and homes, all of which are subordinate to this incredible landscape. Spending time in this place through that long, arduous planning and entitlement process was actually a very joyful thing, too, because we all grew together as team members and I think produced something very notable as a result.